Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Lost Girl for the final time for episode 516, titled Rise, which aired Sunday, October 25th, 2015, and it's the series finale, guys. I mean, I can't believe it's finally arrived, and it definitely didn't disappoint. So with that being said, before you watch this video, go check out the finale. Don't let my thoughts and opinions ruin your own experience in watching the series finale, because I have to say it wasn't what I was expecting, but it did fulfill a lot of things for me, especially for an ending. So with that said, let me start the 10-minute clock. I probably won't use it all today, but who knows, I might ramble on, but here it goes. What did we learn in the finale? So basically we finally learn Hades' endgame, and that's basically to bring his hell army onto Earth. And we thought for a while that meant bringing souls from Tartarus up to wreak havoc on Earth. Turns out that's not the case. Instead, with Bo being the Parapus, it means that the whole flaming horse pictures that we see, it wasn't flames that was in the picture. Well, the horse part was supposed to be Bo. The part that she thought was flames was actually the chi being sucked from the people around her. So basically, Hades wanted Bo to suck the chi from everyone, and then he'd use those bodies without souls, he'd rise them again as his army, instead of having them brought down to Tartarus and then bring them back up. So basically, she had to do a whole massive chi suck thing in order for his plan to work. So we actually got to see that whole basically, I guess, her alter ego that we've seen when she did the massive chi suck to save Lauren against the Lick, and when she saved Dyson after her dawning. And Bo's attempts to counteract Hades was with the horseshoe and leaving it to her friends, apparently, which I totally forgot about. But when it came to Dyson, Kenzie, Lauren, and Mark in the burning clubhouse, Bo left the horseshoe there because it would protect those surrounding it from flames, which you saw in the previous episode. And then it's used repeatedly throughout to protect them from whatever the Parapus and Bo was dishing out on the world. So whether it was the massive chi suck, so none of them got sucked when they had the horseshoe, and then bullets being thrown at them, it was a big, massive shield that basically around them. So that was her plan. And it was going great until she revealed to Hades, her father, when she got, I guess, taken over by the Parapus, who then revealed what she had done. But in order to get the Parapus to take complete control over Bo, Hades had to completely break her down. And he did that by bringing up all of her past guilt, all of the loved ones she's lost because of her. So he did a basically massive guilt dump on Bo, and she just couldn't take it anymore. And that's when the Parapus weeded its way through and took control. So there's that. So those are only basic two new things. But because it was a series finale, I guess the most shocking moment of the episode for me had to be the very ending. It was a shock because not only did it wrapped everything up in regards to Bo, but the ending left me with the feeling like there could be a spin-off show that focused on Tamsin's daughter and her experiences as she tries to navigate the Fae world in preparation for Hades' return for her, which they did hint at in this little brief flash forward we got to see, where Tamsin's daughter got to meet everyone that was important to Tamsin in her final moment. So what shocked me was that they included that, and the fact that it really left me thinking of a possibility that, oh, there could be a spinoff if they really wanted to. We could see how a young Valkyrie goes through, not only a young Valkyrie, but the second daughter of Hades goes through discovering the Fae world. Okay, so with that said, what were my top favorite moments of the episode? There's so many to pick. I'll even say that, but I'll just try to clump in as many as I can in one. First one has to be all the flashbacks of the show. whether that was the actual flashbacks we got to see. And basically, for example, we got to see many flashbacks when Bo was sucking the life from her friends. In those moments, we got to see just how each and every one of them influenced Bo and changed her life, in a sense. There's also references in the form of just old events being brought up in conversation, or as a reference to, oh, like that time where we blah, 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 blah. And what I liked is that it didn't just include what happened this season. It included what happened in the whole entirety of the show. We got mentions of Rainer, we got mentions of Bo at Hecuba prison, we got mentions of the dawning, of the lick, of a whole bunch of stuff was referenced, and I really like how they tie that into what was actually happening in the present day moment. And also Bruce came back. He was, for a brief moment, I think it was season 3 maybe, brief moment, he was kind of like Kenzie's little buddy. Not little, he's like super tall, but like her buddy. Aside from Bo, he could have been like her best friend and stuff. But I was just, even though it was for a brief moment at the beginning, I really liked that a familiar face that we hadn't seen in a very long time return the way it did and not get killed. So that was great to see Bruce back. So second favorite moment would have to be the final battle between Bo and Hades. It's really well done, and even with the whole dialogue bit, even though although it was quite talkative for a battle, but I really love how everything Bo was saying, or everything how Hades was saying, was tying everything up for Bo. I mean, she even used a line that we heard repeatedly in the intro to the show, and I believe it's, she says, where is it? Oh, and she says, I will live the life that I choose. That is said repeatedly at the beginning of each episode during the opening sequence, and I really love how Bo incorporated that in her face-off against her father, this one being that has basically tried to rip her apart and try to basically create her into this monster that she never wanted to be. And because against Hades, I really like that Bo accepted that she does have goodness in her, but she also has darkness in her. And what makes her different from Hades is that he doesn't have both. He only has darkness. So because of the darkness she gets from him, she also got the light from Trick. And I really like how he was brought in to help. It was, I guess I'm saying that for the final battle, it wasn't just Bo against Hades, it was a collective effort with Bo and all the loved ones she had and who had lost, who were helping her fight off Hades. So I really liked that. It was definitely, the anticipation to that final battle was worth it. And it was definitely cool to see Bo playing the precipice part of her. Even the outfit really gave the whole intimidating vibe. You definitely feel a different presence within her, so I thought it was really great. And the last favorite part, I'd have to say, for me, would have to be the flash forward. I guess you could say when it was focusing on Tamsin's daughter. I think her name was Dagny, I think. It was only said once by Bo as a greeting, and then she explained that it meant like new day or something, but it was never said again, so I had to watch it like 2 times that scene just to try to get the name correct. But I think it was Dagny. It was definitely a name I hadn't heard before. But I really liked with that flashback we got to see everyone still basically looked the same, so I don't really think that time passed that much. I mean, I only have Lauren to gauge that because she's the only human there, but she looked relatively the same. So I'm assuming that not much time has passed. But what I like about the flash forward is that you see everyone in their new position. You still have Lauren being the Fae Doctor, still writing medical checks and all that, especially with Dagny reaching Fae maturity and stuff like that. But now we see Dyson taking Trick's place behind the counter and running the doll and getting people to sign the ledger when they're finally introduced to the Fae world that haven't done so already. And then we see Mark taking over his father's place as the police connection, with him being a cop now, since Dyson is now taking Trick's place. So I really like how they shifted to fill the empty spaces that we lost, but also figured in the new people we've gained. into the spots that were shifted. So I really like that. I wasn't expecting it, and it has me wondering if Bo is going to be the new Ash, if she's the new Ash in that sense, while Vex could be the new Morgan. I mean, even though Bo didn't align herself, I figure she'd be in a leadership position, unless like they have someone else as the Ash, then Vex as the Morgan, and then Bo is a figure that resides over the two of them. What was it? That group that sees with Rainer. I can't remember, and the time's up. Darn. Okay, but it's a series finale. I'm gonna keep going, but I can't remember. Udamens, that's it, the Udamens group. Didn't they govern over both sides of the face? So maybe Bo was kind of in that part of a power position. I don't know. But I thought that flash forward was a great thing to have. Miss Kenzie, though, in it. But it was great to see that as Dagny steps in this next part of her life, she's surrounded by all these people that her mother came to love. And they're there to see her and protect her, just as they promised Tamsin before she passed. Which is a great segue into the 3 top peeved moments I had this episode. There's only 2. First one is Tamsin's death. I mean, I knew it was coming. I was expecting it, especially after we learned that Valkyries die in childbirth. But I had hoped that since it was Tamsin, that maybe she could have been an exception. I mean, Bo wanted her to be an exception. She wanted to breathe chi back into Tamsin, but Tamsin believed that she's done. She's outlived her many lives that she wasn't even supposed to have. So she thought her time was enough. So there's that. I just wish Tamsin didn't have to go. Another short thing was Bruce's short appearance at the beginning. Love the fact that he appeared at all. I just wish he could have been a bit more. Maybe at the end when like Kenzie is driving off with the baby. Kind of wish that Bruce was in the passenger seat, ready to go on this new adventure with Kenzie, just to like help a buddy out and stuff like that. But there's that. Okay, so what will I remember most, aside from it being the series finale of this fantastic show, which I hate to see end? I'll definitely remember the final battle between Bo and Hades. It's not something to forget. Also, the fact that Bo embraced her ability as a succubus to such a level that she did, even though it was the Parapus taking over, and then have her not only see all those massive cheese that she consumed, but also to give it back the way she did. It was pretty great to just see how truly powerful Bo is. So there's that. Okay, random questions. Since there's no need for predictions in this one, since this is the final episode. But random questions. When Bo blasted all that red-colored chi at Hades, was that chi meant to overwhelm him, which then got him sent back to Tartarus, or was it something else? I mean, what is the logistics behind Bo's victory against her father? Since I thought the whole goal was to have her suck the chi from Hades himself. So just a quick clarification would be great. That's probably the only thing that really confused me about the story. But it's not a biggie, although it would help. So second, at the end of the battle, Mark talked to Vex about not picking between the light or the dark. But Mark did say that he did make a choice before he took a hold of Vex's hand. Now, is it safe to assume that Mark and Vex are a couple or something? Because I only thought that it was a one-sided thing on Vex's side due to a previous episode involving dreams showing their deepest desires to the person affected. So I had no idea that Mark thought of Vex in that way. I knew he cared for him as a friend, but did I miss something? It's like, someone please tell me. And whether it's safe to assume that they are now official couple. Or maybe I'm reading too much into it just because it's the finale. So there's that too. Okay, third question. Since Valkyries do age at an accelerated rate, which we saw with Tamsin in season 4, do you think we're talking weeks, months, or years in regards to Dagny reaching the Fey maturity age? Because when we saw Tamsin growing up in her last life, it was between episodes 313 to 404 that we see her going from a kid to the adult version of Rachel. Skarsgård? Rachel S. I can't say her last name. So I don't know how much time had passed in between those episodes, but we know it's very fast. So I'm left wondering, how long did it take for Dagny to reach her Fey maturity? Because everyone else looks the same, but then Fey aged differently. But then Lauren, the human, looks the same. So where does that leave time-wise? I just want to know. I'm curious. Okay, last question. During the last scene for Beau and Lauren, after Kenzie leaves with the baby, did anyone get the vibe that wedding vows were being said between Beau and Lauren on some level? I mean, I couldn't help but getting that vibe. Right when Lauren started talking like that, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, is she going to propose right now or something? Because they did just break up before, so like, what the hell is going on? So I'm just left wondering what exactly was the vibe in that sense. Also, another thing to mention, with the way the ships ended, I guess you could say, in regards to Beau, it definitely looks like the current ship for Beau is with Lauren, but it is assumed that when Lauren is all old and dying as a human, having a human death, that it's very possible that Beau will then have Dyson, because they both, Dyson and Lauren, told each other that they're not worried about Beau because they know that when they're gone, or whenever they're not there, then Beau would always have the other one watching her. So like, Dyson was less worried about Beau whenever Beau was with Lauren, and then Lauren knows that Beau will be okay after she's gone because Dyson will be there for her. So I guess in a sense, both ships win in the end. Current ship is the Docubus. The future ship after Lauren's lived her human life could be the Wolfubus, the Dyson and Beau ship. The only ship that doesn't get any future is the Valcubus. That's Tamsin and Beau, which is understandable because of Tamsin's death. But as a Valcubus fan, that kind of sucks. So it was kind of sad, but at least Beau always have a connection to Tamsin because Tamsin's daughter is technically Beau's half-sister because Hades is the father of both of them. So I guess Tamsin is always going to be with them. So there's that. So that's all I have to say about the series finale of Lost Girl, guys. What did you think about it? Was it what you expected? Did it go out with a bang? It's just, what did you think about it? Did you expect any of this to happen? Did you think something more, something less? Or another thing, I did like the painting of the glowing therapist painting. I just wanted to add that in. I thought that was pretty cool. So, since this is the last video for Lost Girl, which is sad, if you want, I'd love to hear about what was your favorite moment throughout, not only in this episode, but what was your favorite moment throughout the whole series of Lost Girl. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Let's just keep this fandom alive even though the show is over. I mean, who knows? We could work a spin-off somehow. I don't know, I mean, with Girl Meets World being the spin-off to Boy Meets World 15 years later, I mean, why not? It's possible, right? So, yeah, just share this with all your friends from the Lost Girl fandom. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you like. And even though the show is over, get as many people as you can to just watch the show. It's an original piece of work. I truly loved the uniqueness behind it. It definitely was a fantastic journey to see Beau not only make all these great connections that she did, but to learn more about herself. And I thought that was just really fantastic. And she took charge about her life and she made her own decisions, which was fantastic. So I truly recommend it or I truly recommend all of you to share this show with everybody, because I would have said I can't talk, I'm so sorry. I was going to say recommend you all to watch it, but you must already be watching if you're already watching this video. So it's like 2 a.m. right now for me when I'm recording this. I'm so sorry, I'm tired. But I just had to watch the episode, so I'm going to leave it now because I've really gone over. So, you know the drill. Sorry, this is the last Lost Girl video. If only there was more out there somewhere for us to watch. But if you want more stuff, just check out Tumblr. Anything related to Lost Girl, I'm bound to link it back to there. Just links, I'm doing it again. Any links below in the description box, you can find them there. But until next time for any of my other videos, catch you guys there. But this is Mel signing off for the last time with Lost Girl. Bye-bye for now, guys.